Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bill. This is a Darksun's campaign update. We played Darksuns last Sunday. I believe this is update 13 to Darksuns, but I could be wrong. The correct update number will be in the name of the video. I got two little sticky notes here of notes for what happened last game, so let's go through and figure out what happened. At the beginning of the game, we were getting ready to get into a fight with these ape-like horned creatures. And I charged in the first round and attacked the big guy. There was one big one. Then there was a handful of medium ones and a handful of small ones. Those handfuls were spread out over two different areas. They were coming at us from the left side and from the north where the bridge was. I charged the big guy in the north and had those little guys that could surround me there. There was at least 5 or 6 of those little and medium guys. So Ort, my barbarian fighter, charged up and used Iajitsu Focus to draw his sword in a swing and add extra dice damage to the attack, and hit and did a lot of damage to the thing first round. After that, I began raging and fighting. I don't remember, let's see. Oh yeah. And then I had my Scion character, Hoya, the cat lady. She was using a crossbow at the ones on the left side of us. And the archer in the party was also doing that at the moment. Then one of our character players, Timmy, charged the group on the left, I believe. And then he had a second character that was just introduced, and he fell in the middle of the battlefield. So on the second round, Ort threw away his sword while he was fighting because I rolled a 1. And because of that, he switches over to using his Morning Star, which is not magical or have any extra bonuses. But also this round, he began raging, so he now has the rage bonus to all the damage he's doing. Timmy's character, his second character, brings a elemental, I think it was an earth elemental, into the battlefield, and Hoya ends up missing the melee fight. She was trying to shoot what the elemental was fighting, and instead hits the elemental for a lot of damage. And then on this round, the archer attacks the big ape, and he successfully drops him. The third round, the archer shooting one of the injured ones that's on the pugilist, which is the it's like monk barbarian that Timmy plays. He's doing a lot of damage to his archery's doing a lot of damage to it. I don't think he killed it though. But after a couple more rounds, because I only ended up raging for 4 rounds, so after 5 rounds, we end up taking out this group. I end up surrounded by the little guys after the big one fell, and then I started just about every turn killing one of them. I attempted to use my cleave a couple times, and at least once or twice it was successful, and the rest of the time it wasn't. And then after we take them out, I go and recover my sword. I get healed a little bit. And then 2 big creatures, bigger than the big one I took down, arrive on the battlefield. The first round that the big creatures are there is the second round after I had stopped raging. So using the rage rules in Pathfinder, I am at a disadvantage for 7 rounds because I am winded. I can't rage again until that time passes. I still have rage rounds left in the tank as far as actually raging goes, but not enough time passed between the end of that combat and the beginning of this one for me to have recovered. So I entered combat with one of the big ones because they landed right next to me, and then the pugilist, I believe, was fighting one of the other ones closer to the rest of the group. And my first round went just like my second round went. I threw away the sword again. This time, I switch over tactics the following round. I grab a string with 6 flasks of oil tied on it out of my bag of holding, and I throw that at the feet of the big guy. The archer lights it on fire at some point, but he doesn't light it on fire immediately. He lights it on fire a few rounds later. But the main purpose was that the oil would do what the oil does. Have you ever tried to walk on a oiled surface? It is almost impossible. So this thing kept falling down from the oil. But I didn't want to sit there and fight it, so I retreated from it to the big one that was on the pugilist, because that's also the direction my sword went, but it didn't hit anybody or anything. And then I pull out my last little thing of rope with 6 flasks of oil on it and throw it at that creature's feet, causing it to have the same issues, but for the first few rounds, it makes it safe to stay standing. Well, after another failed hit from Ort to actually hit the big guy in the oil, I switch tactics, and me, Ort, and the pugilist decide that we're going to push this one over the edge. And then the other one's on fire now, burning, so he's taking fire damage every turn. Now, while it was burning, the archer shoots a regular arrow at that one, and then its blood ignites and there's a big explosion. We push the other big one off the edge of the cliff. The thing is at this point I'm able to rage again. Enough time's passed and enough rounds have passed that by the time we got into the middle of pushing this thing, I could rage again. Which I was surprised. I figured we'd all be dead by the time I got my rage back, considering I started the combat with half my hit points after being healed. But with my creativity on using oil, and with how the rolls went afterwards, we managed to push the last one over the edge, and once we did, its explosion sent up the metal from the bottom into the air and covered most of us as it rained down. Did 26 points of damage. After that combat, we all that participated in the combat gained a level. So I need to level up Ort and Hoya, and we, after that shower of metal, we got healed a little bit so that we can move, because Ort went down again from the shower. And I don't think Hoya took any damage except for maybe the shower, and I think she even made her save on that. I'd have to look at her character sheet to know for sure. So as we retreat from that area, grabbing what metal we could that we had harvested, we then ended the game for the night. So next game, we're at an encampment that's further away from that area and trying to recover from the combat and figure out what to do next. We might come back and try to harvest more metal, but then again, we might not. Either way, I'm going to want to bring more oil because I used up my whole 12 flask supply. So, and I'm curious to which level I should take for Ort. He is 3rd level fighter, 2nd level barbarian, If I take another level fighter, he gets a feat. If I take a level barbarian, his rage rounds increase. So it's all interesting on my choices. If you all found this entertaining, thank you. If I missed anything from my fellow players on what happened in that game, put them in the comments below. Until we all game again, guys.